Hello and welcome everyone. Hello, Ria. Thank you for the beautiful card. I will be sharing it tonight, and since I'm at my mom's house, I'm going to be sharing the one that you've sent her too. Such beautiful cards. I am hoping that I will be able to make it. I know we've got a lot of stuff coming up in August. So, and what day did you say it was? Yeah, I think we should be able to make it. We'll just make sure we write it down on the calendar. Hello, Becky. So welcome, you guys. I am Danny Garola here with Stampin' the Pink Barn, coming to you from a nice monsoon, Tucson, Arizona. It has been, last night we got hit with probably one of our most wildest, craziest storms we have had. It was absolutely wonderful. It cooled us off so much. It gave us the rains that we needed. I'm sure my animals weren't happy out there, but it happened after it had become dark. So we didn't really get to see much of it, but we definitely got to see the aftermath this morning. We had some pretty torrential winds come through. In town, there is still quite a few people without electricity. It knocked a bunch of power poles down. It had actually picked people's homes up and moved them. It wasn't a tornado, but a lot of people have trailer homes, and the wind was so crazy last night that it blew trailers over. It was just nuts. Hello, Denise. Well, thank you, Ria. Yes, I know I'm going to show both of them tonight to show where you got the inspiration from, because of course you made it pink personally for me. When I just showed it to my mom when I came over here, she goes, "Oh, of course Ria would make it pink for you." I go, "Of course she would." Hello, Peggy. From a rainy Colorado. So it's raining in Colorado. So I wonder if you're getting, if it blew it northeast-ish towards you guys. I don't know. It seems like these storms come from all sorts of places and whatnot. Hello, Frida. Thank you, Peggy, for sharing. Thank you, Becky, for sharing. Hello, Wendy. Good evening, my dear. So it has been, we met with a realtor. We had someone else working with us, but I think we're going to kind of take a step back, and we had a second opinion on the home, and I think we are going to go a different route because it looks like we could make a little bit more money going with this other realtor. I just think the first one that we met with is new to becoming a realtor, and I just think we need somebody who has a little bit more experience since we are very unexperienced. We went and we picked out the flooring. My husband bought all the flooring yesterday and delivered it to the house. So our maintenance guy who's doing all the work in the house can get the flooring done. And that is pretty much the last thing we're waiting for. They got to get the flooring done and then get all the trim done. So they have to get the flooring done in certain parts of the house before they put up the molding around the doors, because they took all the doors off and repainted all the doors, which the house looks magnificent. We just had a crew come in and completely clear out the front yard, pick up all the debris, cut trees, do all that kind of stuff. So it looks amazing. I'm so excited to get it on the market and see, you know, what people think. So it'll probably, from him getting the floor done and everything, I think, hoping we will be able to get it on the market mid to the beginning of August. Just kind of depends on making sure we don't run into any snags. I did tell you that we did run into the big snag where the maintenance guy, his son was helping him paint and he fell through the floor. So everything has been totally reinforced now. He went back through, put extra reinforcements down. So yeah, so it's pretty exciting to know that it will be sold and belong to another family. And then we can start getting the repairs done on the house here. So we want to get, we have this great big window that kind of walks out into our backyard. And we want to get these big French doors put in there. So my daughter's wheelchair and her gait trainer and all of her stuff can go out onto a patio. And then we have an electric ramp that will then, she can pull out onto, and then we can lower her down to the actual ground. So then we can take her out to put her in the car and her wheelchair and all that kind of stuff. So all these fun things happening, all in the midst of our beautiful monsoon. So luckily up here, we're higher up on the mountain, so we don't get the flooding like we used to get down 3 miles below where our other house is, because what starts here eventually winds up flooding down there. So we don't have that now living up here, thank God. Hello, Kim. So it has just been, you know, it's been kind of cool to watch the differences up here this year, living up here. And yeah, so many, many journeys to come. And the other thing is, with the sale of our house, then we get to purchase our RV. So then we can start, you know, traveling like we want to do. That's the part that I'm probably the most excited about. I can't wait to go see the countryside and the beautifulness that we live in, that I have so desired to see. We were actually talking about, we really want to go to Yellowstone. We want to go to Mount Rushmore. And of course, me and my high desire to go to Michigan for whatever reason. I mean, I know there's lots of you guys that are in Michigan and in those areas. So I will definitely be, you know, hey, let's go out to coffee. I'm in your town. So yeah, just all these wonderful things happening. And, you know, my husband, he went to the dentist today, so that was exciting for him. Not. So yeah. You guys, don't forget, we are nearing the end of July, so that means that the bonus days are almost over for you to earn your digital coupons for bonus days. Just remember, those can be redeemed in August. Now, those of you who are already demonstrators, woohoo, we get to see the new catalog for the upcoming holidays. That's exciting. That's coming up this week. Also, we have changes going on. Hopefully you guys are all up to date with making sure you are all going to be logging into your new demonstrators website. I'm not going to go into detail on here because this is not where I would do that, but I just want to make sure you guys are all paying attention to what's going on, so none of you guys get locked out of your accounts. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to get you guys flipped around. I have a new class coming up for August, and I'm going to show you guys the beautiful cards that I have designed for that class. Now, right now, I have my Timeless Arrangements class available, and that will stay available. But so for the month of August, I am going to be featuring the Fresh as a Daisy Sweet Set. So I've got some very, very beautiful cards that I have designed for that. So let me get you guys flipped around. We will go ahead and get into just a little bit of news that we have, and then do our giveaways woo-hoo-hoo, for this last week. And we will get into showing you the cards for August, the Fresh as a Daisy. And then we will make this week's Make It Monday. This week I am featuring the Charming Sentiments along with the matching dies. Now, in previous catalogs, they were a bundle. They are no longer a bundle, but I still wanted to show them to you guys because I am a sucker for sentiments that have die cuts that go with them. And I'll show you what I mean when I get you guys flipped around. All right, so hold tight and don't get sick. Shut your eyes if you get motion sickness.
Those crackers were showing.
So.
Oh, I thought because it was name brand or something. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I know I over tighten this thing. Hold on, you guys. Ugh. Jeez Louise, I really did it. Being a tough guy here, and I over tightened this, and now I can't loosen it up. Okay, there we go. I think that looks good, but I am going to pull this thing forward just a bit so everything can be in frame. Alrighty. Alrighty, you guys are here for my every Monday. I do a Make It Monday class. It is where I feature one of our stamp sets along with either a punch or a die. Even if it doesn't come with either, I feature stamp sets as well from the current catalogs. Also, this is where you can earn yourself as a thank you gift from me. You can earn the kit class for the week. So in other words, the 3 cards that I'm going to make tonight, you can earn all the cardstock, the designer series paper, any of the ribbon that I use. Now, the only thing that I don't include is any stamped images and any stamped die cut images, unless it's something that I think you guys can angle a stamp over, especially if it is a photopolymer stamp. Now, I will not die cut a stamped image if it's in red rubber, because clearly you wouldn't be able to see what you were stamping, and that would just be pointless. But I do give you enough scraps, especially if it's something that you need to stamp on white. I give you white scraps to make sure that you have plenty of scraps to be able to stamp on, to die cut with. I give you any of the ribbon. The only thing that I do not include is the embellishments, but you will also get the envelopes. So woohoo! Then you'll have enough product to make the 3 cards that I'm making. Now, don't fret if you don't have the set that I am using. I'm sure you probably have something in your stash that could be used in place for the stamp set that I am using. So just know that if you spend at least $35 in my store or more before shipping and tax, and you must use my current host code, you will get this week's kit class in the mail to you as a thank you gift, because I definitely appreciate all your guys' orders and helping me grow my business. So we are here for Make It Monday. All right. The current paper pumpkin is the Meaningful Flowers. Now, you guys, this set is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I am not a fan of flowers, but I think I'm going to truly be happy that I went ahead and got this one. It is the August Paper Pumpkin Kit, is full of flowers that carry a sweet meaning of blue forget-me-nots, represent loyalty, and remind you of your favorite memories with those you care for. The lotus blossom represents the overcoming challenges and encouraging those around you. With this kit, you can create special paper crafts that are personalized for your loved ones in both design and significance. So of course, you can see that these lotuses are kind of a pink, and of course, I'm a sucker for anything that's pink. And of course, the blue forget-me-nots. Now, what I'm thinking, like already just kind of seeing this, I think this would be really pretty with our Countryside Inn paper for maybe an alternative. So I can't wait to get this kit. Now this runs through August 10th. So you have until then to be able to subscribe to this kit. It's going to make it's going to make 8 cards for each of 2 designs, 8 coordinating envelopes, 1 pretty peacock Stampin' Spot, 1 photopolymer stamp set, and a pre-cut piece of watercolor designs, and enough adhesive to complete all the projects. So yes, I did hear that on the back side of the card base, it has a little saying on there about the forget-me-not and the lotus flower. So that's kind of cool to kind of represent those flowers. So don't forget that you guys have exactly a week to earn your bonus digital coupons. Now that is when you spend $50. Each increment of $50 will earn you a digital coupon code for you to use it during the month of August. Now it will be a $5 digital code. So that's kind of cool, especially knowing that you'll have, you know, you're earning something as you're spending. So that's kind of cool. Mystery stamping. We did mystery stamping last Wednesday on the 19th. You can catch the replay video over on my blog under the mystery stamping tab. You can also find it on my YouTube page, and it is also here on my Facebook business page. Now be sure to get your cards submitted. Now I know quite a few of you guys have submitted cards already, and I am enjoying so much seeing your guys' inspiration. And I think it was Rhea that actually turned one of her cards and did it a portrait style. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the portrait style. But get your cards submitted over at Pink Barn Stampers Group. And I will do the drawing on the 26th. So yay, you guys. I'm glad you guys are enjoying mystery stamping. All right, so let's get that out of the way. We are going to, hello, Chris. We are going to do our giveaways. So last week I featured the Layering Leaves stamp set from one of our $1 Million Achievers, Miss Rachel Tessman. And I didn't bring the third card over because these are the two that I'm giving away. But I featured the Layering Leaves along with the Bow Punch that coordinates with it. So this is the first card that I made last week. I didn't put anything in the inside, but this card right here for liking. So in other words, if you hit that little thumb button or you hit that little heart, it will put you in the liked category. And this card here is going to go to Miss Vicki Ekins. Vicki, this is coming your way. So very, very beautiful. This was using that Countryside in. I love this paper. I'm really starting to become a huge fan. I actually had to buy 2 more packs of it because I love it so much. The next card for commenting. So once you guys come in here, comment, let me know where you're watching me from, or share my video and then come back in the comments and tell me that you have shared it. So just simply write share and that will get you entered into the comments drawing. So this card here I made using the Berry Burst along with kind of incorporating a lot of the color from the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper. This card is going to be going to Linda Jackmastol. So Linda, this card is coming your way. So for sharing my video last week, I am going to be giving away the fake sea glass shapes and a package of the paper lattice. So these two here are going to be going to Miss Marcia Lynn. So Marcia, this is going to be coming your way. Thank you so much for sharing my video and helping me grow my business. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to leave this card out here for just a minute because I want to show you that Rhea had sent me a card and she got the inspiration from my card here. And isn't this beautiful? Of course, like I was saying, of course she would send me a pink one because she knows how much I love pink. So this is absolutely beautiful, and it's got that book binding seam there, and I absolutely love this. This is such kind of my go-to for kind of a fun fold because it's very simple to do, but it really gives the card just a different, layout to it as well. So she sent me that card, and then she sent my mom this card right here with this beautiful paper, and I just love the simplicity of this card. This is such a great layout. Love this. So cool. Thank you so much, Rhea, for thinking of us and sending us cards. Okay, let me get that out of the way, keep that all organized, and I gotta take a drink here. My throat is getting dry. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Nancy. Yes, nice to see you, Melanie. I wasn't sure if you'd be in tonight. Okay, so as I said, August, I'm going to be featuring for my August kit class, I'm going to be featuring the Fresh as a Daisy suite. So here are, I'm just going to show you guys really quick these cards. There is one of them. Here's another one. So I did this time in this kit, I'm going to have 5 cards in there. Normally I always do my kits with 4 cards, but this time I decided to do 5. So I did 2 portrait style and 3 of the landscape style. Now I will show you something about this card that when you purchase the kit from me, you can decide which way you want it to go. There's the next one and then the last one here. Just to kind of show you those. Now this is kind of a neat little fold here. Okay. Now on this card here, I want you to see that I've made it landscape, but you can absolutely turn this card, rotate your flower a little bit, and make it a portrait style. So just to let you guys know that you've got options with when you purchase this kit from me. That will include everything that you see. It's going to come with a pack of the what were those called? They're in the suite, and it will also come with some of the roll of that, I don't think it's called jute, but it'll probably come with a half a roll of that. I haven't decided how much I was going to put in that kit because I'm still in the middle of getting it done, but I just wanted to show you guys those beautiful cards that are going to be featured in that kit. So you guys can read all the details starting August 1st. It will be over on my blog. So just go underneath the kits class and the tab that says kits, and go underneath that, and then you'll see the braided trim. Is that what it's called? You're probably exactly right, because that's exactly what it looks like. Would have made total sense. Absolutely. All right, you guys, let's get into today's cards. So today, or this week for Make It Monday, I am featuring the Sentiments. This is the Charming Sentiments along with the Sentiments Silhouette dies. Now, I will let you guys know that this is a huge die set. Did you guys get rain over there, Melanie? Because I thought it said that it was coming your way. Because I know we got hit really hard last night, and they thought they said that it was coming more towards the west, towards you guys. I was wondering if you guys got hit. I know today, in the next town over from us, it got hit. So it's probably coming your way to cool you guys off, because I know you guys get really, really hot over there. So the Charming Sentiments has all these wonderful dies that cut out the little sentiments, which is awesome. I am a sucker for having a sentiment be completely die cut out. I just love the look of a sentiment, and then you can embellish whatever you want on the background of that. I just really like the look of that. But not only can you die cut all the words, but you've got a lot of little extras in here. You've got these little dots in here. You've got the little array because you've got a candle, which we're going to be using today. You've got this little, I think it's like a bow or a flower here. You've got stars. You've got your little hearts. So I'll show you a couple of them. You even have the little lit candle flame right here. We're going to be using that as well. So this stamp set has 17 sentiment stamps in it. The dies have 30 dies. So it is well worth the investment, because it has got some really fantastic sentiments in this. So if you don't own this, you might want to take a look at it. And if you purchase it from me and use my host code, you will get the kit for this class included for this week. So you must make your purchase by the end of this week, which would be Friday the 28th by midnight. Now that is Pacific time. All right, so let me show you the 3 cards that we're going to be making tonight. We're going to be making this beautiful card right here, and we're going to be doing some blending with some ink. Then I am going to be showing you guys how to make this really fun and easy easel card. Super cute. And I'll be showing you guys how to do these little dies that are included in with this. And then we're going to be doing a super fun, now I got this idea from one of our Stampin' Up artisans. Now she used some different colors than I am going to be using. So I really had fun with this. This is using the Fresh Freesia, but again, see how it just creates that super cool little sentiment here. Now let me grab the pins that I need. Thank God my mom just bought pins because I forgot to grab my, well, did I forget them? I did. I forgot to grab my pins for that. So I am going to need my, we need the dark bubble bath, the Tahitian Tide, and the Fresh Freesia we're gonna need. Okay, perfect. Oops, I don't need light, I need dark because we really want those colors to show up. Dark Fresh Freesia. Okay, so I'm gonna set those aside because we're gonna need those on that last card when we do that. All right, so the first card that we're going to be doing, if I don't lose all my little bits and pieces in here. Okay, the first card that we're doing is going to be this one right here where we're gonna do some blending on it. Now, your cards, when they come, they're going to come in their envelopes, and all of your pieces are going to be tucked in here. Now, your inside basic white piece, or whatever is being used on the inside layer, will be tucked in between the back flap of your envelope and your card base. I keep it separated so you know what that piece is for. That is for the inside of your card. Also, if I'm going to be adding any kind of designer series paper for the inside of your card, that will be tucked in there as well. So you don't wind up stamping on that and using that as your scrap. Your scrap will be in the front with your cut pieces. Okay, so for our base, I am using the basic gray. This is 8.5 by 5.5. We're just gonna fold this, creating a base of 5.5 by 4.25. There's our base. Then I have used, now this is in our online exclusive store, this paper. Now you get it in 3 different colors. You get it in white and copper, you get it in very vanilla and gold, and then it's white and silver. And this paper is awesome to use it for, especially for doing different colors on it. It is called the Naturally Gilded. This is a 12 by 12 pack. And you're gonna get 6 of those. So you're gonna get 2 of each one of those in this pack. So we're going to take this and we're going to do some, use some blending pins on this. So let me grab out my little piece of scrap paper here, and I have that mounted to one of our piercing mats. So when I go to stamp, it will give me that cushion that I need, since these are photopolymer stamps, which in other words means that they're a clear stamp and they don't have a cushion on the back like our red rubber. So to get a firm stamped image, you want to have some kind of cushion underneath it. You could even use one of our silicone mats. That would work as well. Hello, Lisa. So for this, I'm going to be using the Bubble Bath, the Pool Party, and Pretty Peacock for this. I also need, okay. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the Bubble Bath, and I'm just going to ink my blending brush up. Kind of just rub it off on there to get all the little gross squigglies off on it. And then I'm going to take this and do it right across the center because I want the bubble bath to be the center accent to kind of separate both of these blues. Okay, I'm gonna go in just a bit darker and a wee bit whiter on this pink because these colors will blend once you do the other colors on them. Ooh, that light is really causing a glare. Hold on just a second. There we go. This paper is very shiny and it glares in your eyes when you're playing with it with all these crazy lights on. Okay, I'm gonna take Pretty Peacock next. Hello, Courtney. And then you can see where it's kind of doing the blending there. It kind of makes it almost like a purple color because you've got the Pretty Peacock and the bubble bath kind of blending together. And then you can always come in with that pink and just kind of go across there just to give that a little bit more of a blend. Pool Party is my next color. Now this would be pretty to do this for fall colors, like if you used your Cajun Craze and your, well, we don't have, you could do Cajun Craze, Old Olive, and maybe Crushed Curry would be really pretty if you wanted to do it in like a fall color. Or you could use Pecan Pie with the Cajun Craze and Crushed Curry. That would be pretty too. Really do some of those fall colors like these were kind of your fall leaves. It would be pretty to do it on that one with the very vanilla, the gold. That would be really pretty. Giving me some ideas that I might need to work with those colors. Okay. I think that looks good. Come back in with my pink and kind of blend that just a little bit more. Okay, set those aside since I am done with, well, I'm not completely done with those, so I better not get too crazy. I am going to be using the Pool Party and the bubble bath for the next step. So I just need to have a small scrap of my, and I lost my other scrap. I wonder where I put it. Did you guys see me lose my, well, I thought I had a scrap of vellum sitting around. So good thing I have another piece sitting here. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. Thank you, Courtney, for sharing. So I'm going to use just a scrap of basic white, and I'm going to take the sentiment. I am going to be using Faith Over Fear. And I'm going to do this in my Memento Black. As I stick my finger in it. And just stamp that on there. There, we got some blue on my pink, and I want to make sure that that is not going to be coming through there. So what I'm going to do is kind of give this just a second to dry. Stick it in front of my fan here. I'm going to grab the Pool Party and just get a very, very small amount of that. And I'm just going to take the Pool Party and go over just, so your over word is going to be the center of your sentiment. So I'm just going to use a small bit of Pool Party on the bottom half of this sentiment. And then I'm going to take the bubble bath and just do a small bit of bubble bath over the top portion of this sentiment. Okay, I'm gonna go just a little bit darker here. Like that, so we can definitely see those colors in there. All right, that's better. That's what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna get the matching die out. And then line that up. And then die cut that. And when I do, I come out with this half bubble bath, half pool party, pretty little sentiment. Okay, now I'm done with those. Okay, set my sentiment aside. Then I need to use, I brought in, okay, where did I set them? I'm telling you guys, I'm losing my marbles. I am going to bring in my also loved stylish shapes, and I'm going to be using the third from the smallest on a piece of vellum, and I'm gonna die cut that. And when I do, I come out with this cute little stitched circle here. Hello, Linda. Okay. So this is going to be placed over the top of that. We'll move this and get out my little, I'm going to be using the Pearl Basic Jewels, the Iridescent Pearl Basics. And we are going to just adhere this directly to our basic gray, because I think that silver really looks pretty against that basic gray. Isn't this such a fun card, Becky? I know, it's just beautiful. And like I said, you can use so many different colors to do this. Now you might want to take, let me grab a tissue really quick, because you're going to probably want to wipe off any bit of excess that is on here, so we don't wind up getting our recipient's finger full of color, because that just kind of is what is sitting on our silver there, just like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to take a couple of my little mini dimensionals here and pop this up on this piece of vellum. So I'm just going to line that up on the center of that. And then this is just going to get placed right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, because I can see where the white outline is of my little sentiment piece there, I can just take some glue and just put some glue down on this, if my glue would work. Just like that, because then nobody's gonna see that. But then it just, you can kind of just see a hint of that piece of vellum, and I just really like the look of that. But we are not done, because we are going to add some of these iridescent Pearl Basics to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a big one here, put it right there, and another one right up here, and then take a little one. We'll do 5 of them. There we go. Isn't that so pretty? Those pearls really add a lot to this card. They really just kind of grab those pinks and those greens because they're iridescent. It's just such a beautiful touch to this card. Hello, Lisa. Okay, so there is card number 1. Now let's put an inside in this. Now I think I would probably leave the inside pretty basic because there's not really much you can do, but you could come in and you could take your colors and kind of come down the edge here, which I think I'm just gonna do just to show you, to kind of bring just a touch of that inside of our card as well. So it just looks like we cared about the inside. Just a light little rainbow in there, and I think that really adds just a beautiful touch to kind of bring that all in on this card. When you open that, you will see those 3 matching colors. Hello, Margot. Okay, add that to the inside. That is my 4 by 5 1/4. Woohoo! Well, being home is a wonderful thing, I tell you. Especially if you work all day long. Hello, Janet. To get home, and of course, us women, we like to just come home, take off our bras, and put our comfies on, right? You know what that's like, and that's what I love about stamping is I can stamp in my PJs all day long if I want. No judgment, trust me. Okay, so there is our first beautiful card with just that little bit of touch of those colors on the inside. Okay, so now let's move on to card number 2. This is when we're gonna make this really cute little easel card here. So let me get all my pieces out of the way here for the last card. Okay, we need to have, now this has got a lot of little pieces and scraps and stuff, so let's just get this stuff out of the way. Okay, and I went ahead and die cut my little sentiments ahead of time so we're not sitting here waiting for me to die cut everything. Okay, so my base is, we're gonna need a paper trimmer on this one. My base is 8.5 by 5.5, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring this in and I am going to score it at the 4 1/4 mark. So let me get my cutting blade out of the way so we don't cut anything by accident. Okay, so 4 1/4 is our half mark. Then we're gonna score in the half of that. So it's gonna be at 2 1/8 is where we want to score that. Okay, just like that. And all the measurements will be on my blog by tomorrow. It takes me a little bit to write it, so I would rather be on the safe side and have you guys just look at it tomorrow. So we have one score mark that was at 4 1/4, and then another one that's at 2 1/8. So we're gonna fold this in half first and burnish this down. Okay, just like that. And then this is the way that the card would normally sit towards us, so we can see this. And we're just gonna fold that into itself right to that center line, right on that score mark. And that's what is going to create our little easel contraption here. So now we're gonna decorate this. Hello, Anna. So what I have done is I have grabbed the beautiful paper from the Eclectic, what is this called? This is this huge paper pack that I showed you guys. It comes with so much paper in here. This is called the Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12. This comes with 48 12 by 12 sheets in it. So you get a ton of paper in here. So that is what I have decided to use. Now I'm going to use this one here that's got the, you've got some fresh freesia, you've got the bubble bath, crushed curry, basic white, night of navy, and your main base color there is the, not Misty Moonlight. What the heck is it called? Is it Misty Moonlight? Yeah, Misty Moonlight. Jeez, can't believe I forgot that. Okay, so these two pieces here, which are at, I think it's 1 7/8. Let me grab a ruler to make sure. Okay, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Those are going to be the two pieces. Now those are going to go on these two panels here. So let's go ahead and add those. Now you want your pattern to face towards the front of the card, the opening part, because that is the part that is going to sit like this. So you want your pattern to go up and down. Okay, so just like that. Okay, there are both of our pieces. Now I have also grabbed my, again, the Stylish Shape dies, and I am using the, if this one would come out of here, I'm going to be using the biggest one and the second to biggest. So both of those. So I need a scrap of my bubble bath. That is going to cut out the biggest one. So when I cut that, it's going to give me the big one like that. Then for the second one, I need a scrap of white. And when I die cut that out, I'm going to get this here. Now we need to add something to this that I'm going to die cut for you guys and show you on camera. Since I have to show you how this is done. So let me grab all my little plates here. So I am bringing in now this little, for a limited time, we have the boho blue in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. It can be found in our online exclusives. So if you've looked through the catalogs and you don't see that, well, that's why, because it's on the online exclusives. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be bringing in the dies here. And this is where I was telling you I'm going to be using that little burst behind the candle. So I'm going to set that in the middle. Now you don't have to have it be perfect. Just kind of eyeball it, just like that. And we are going to cut that out. And I turned my thing the other way. The handle I normally like to have towards myself, but this will work. Okay, so when I take that off, you're gonna see that it has given me this little cutout. So when we go to put that together on the pink, the bubble bath, you're gonna see that color behind there. Now you can put a different color behind, like if you wanted some yellow behind there so it looks like the glow of the candle, that would absolutely work. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Okay, then what we need to do is we need to have this back in here, and I need to take out the more detailed candle piece. That is going to be done in my Night of Navy. I also am going to use did I use? Yes, I need the star that gives me the outline star and the regular star, the smaller star. I'm going to cut that out as well with the Night of Navy. And then I need my scrap piece of, this is crushed curry. Now let me cut this down a little bit because this is awfully big for my scrap. I don't need it that big. I'm also going to put this here. I'm going to cut out my inside piece. And then I need the little flame from my candle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay this on here because I don't have to match it up with any stamped image. So it can shift around a little bit and be okay. Okay. Now you gotta be careful because these are small little pieces and you don't wanna lose them. Okay, so let me get these put back in here so I don't lose my dies. Okay, now that star we're gonna need more of, but let me get these pieces off. There is that. There's my little crushed curry. And then I'm gonna put these stars right here and hope that I don't lose them by the time we need them. Okay, now we're gonna cut out some more stars, but I'm going to be using a small scrap. This is the Misty Moonlight. And I need that same star again, along with the big star. So we're gonna die cut that, get all of those. Okay, there's those pieces there. So see that little outline? Okay, then we need to cut the double star on this little piece of crushed curry and the big star on a little scrap of bubble bath. And I think that should be it with our stars. I will have to double check because maybe I need to do the okay, let me get these off of here. There's the solid pink star. There's the in and out. And I'm gonna do, put that one there. I'm gonna do the double star in the bubble bath. Hello, Sheila. So lots of little stars that we are cutting out with this. So definitely you will pull out your little scraps, your scrap papers for this part. Okay, I think that is all we need as far as that's concerned, because then we have to do some stamping and die cut those out. So let's get this out of the way for now. There's all that. Get my scraps out of the way. Okay, we are going to take our piercing mat and we're going to stamp the words. Woohoo! And wishing you the happiest birthday. But I need to get a bigger scrap for that because I forgot to grab one. And I don't know why I just set that in there. I need Night of Navy. So let me clean that off really quick since I just stuck it in the black. Okay, here is woohoo. Okay, we're gonna put that on a piece of white. Just like that. Give that some time to dry. Don't think that you need to use it right away because this Night of Navy takes a minute to dry. It will smear if you go right in and try to touch that. It'll kind of leave some color on your fingers, and you don't want that to happen. You want it to stay nice and crisp and pretty, so don't mess with it right away. Same with that one. We will come in and die cut those in just a second. Okay, there's both of those. Get that out of the way. Now we can start putting this card together. So here is our card base. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my bubble bath square. Oh, you never have to be sorry for being late, Sheila. That is okay. I get it. Life happens. And you can always watch the replay to see the first parts. That's what's nice about these live videos. Okay, so there is that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Night of Navy, more detailed little candle piece, and just add a little touch of glue to this. And then it's going to get placed right on top of that crushed curry to give me that detail. And again, why I like my green glue, because I've got some time to fiddle around with this and get it where you can't see the yellow around the edge. Okay, there's that. So now what I want to do with that is I'm going to add some mini dimensionals to that, because we're going to pop that up. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have to cut one of the mini dimensionals to go on the back. So let's add this to the front of this. Now what I do is I take my little blue, that's where the flame is going to go, and that's how I line this up, as I hold it with that sitting in the center. And then what I can do is I can take a dot of glue to that Night of Navy, and that is how I can add my flame. Just like that. And then you take your dimensional, once you pull this thing forward, put a dimensional right in the center of that little thing, and then your little flame will sit right in the middle of that dimensional. Just like that. So, so cute. Okay, now we are going to die cut both of our sentiments. We're going to be using the large one right here. This is going to die cut this one, the wishing you the happiest birthday. So when we run that through, we're going to come out with that right there. Then our woohoo is going to go right like that. We're going to die cut that out, and when we do, we're going to get our little woohoo. I like it. Okay, this is such a cute birthday card. All right, this is when we're going to go ahead and add our stars however we want. I'm going to take my Misty Moonlight full star, just add it up here. I guess you probably want to put this on first, since I said that. Take two dimensionals and put it at both ends of your woohoo sentiment, because it is going to lay over your candle. So where your little hyphen is in between the two words, that's going to be the center. So that's going to pop that up. But because the dimension is already there from our candle, we're just needing to add the dimensionals to the outsides of the word. Okay, I know that was probably hard to see because of the light. I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight star outline and add that right here. And then my solid little yellow, I'm just gonna put a dot of glue right here. Okay, that was a bit excessive, but that's what God gave us fingers for, is to pick up that excess glue. Okay, just like that. All right, now that will go on the front of our card, but let's go ahead before we get that adhered to here. Let's do the inside of our card. So I have a piece of, this is the Misty Moonlight. Now this is the same size as our panels here, which was 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And then I am using a piece of the crushed curry. Now this one here is 5 by 1 5/8. So this is just going to go right on the front of that. Okay. Then our sentiment is going to get glued right on that, right in the center. Okay, I'm going to grab the Night of Navy here. Little outline star. And add that right here. Then I'm going to put another little dab of glue in the inside of that star. And I'm going to add the Misty Moonlight into the inside of that star. I just think that looks so cool with those two blues together. Now it might take you a couple of turns to figure out how that star fits in there, but it fits perfect, trust me, because it cuts it out perfect. Nope, that's not it. There we go. That fits perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the big star, the big pink, put it right up there. And then with this little pink one here, I'm going to add that right up there with the Night of Navy inside of it. There we go. And then, well, shoot, I didn't cut out one more Night of Navy. So I need to cut out one more Night of Navy. Or am I going to do Misty? Nope, I'm going to do Night of Navy. Why not? Okay, so then I got to grab my little star here again. So just cut yourself a bunch of little stars. Thank you, Margot, for sharing. Hello, Vicky. Okay, get my little stars off there. All right, now we're gonna add this Night of Navy right here. Just like that. All that work for just that little star, but it does add a lot. I like it. Okay, so what we're gonna do with that, move these little stars here. And we are going to take our big dimensionals. I think I have one left on here that I can add to here and toss that. We're gonna pop this up because this is what's going to hold our easel open. So we want to have that lift on it. So we have something for this little mechanism to hang on to. So again, it's only gonna have a little 1/4 inch around, and then that's what that's going to catch onto when the card is opened. Because since you have that little lip there, it can catch on the front of that. It makes it a really cool little thing. All right, now we need to only glue the bottom half of this because we want this to open and sit with this here, because if we glue the top, look at that, it's going to be upside down. We don't want that. We want them to be able to see this when they open their card. So if you would like to keep things not complicated, fold your card on that center score mark there and then just glue this right to this. So you know you're only going to put glue on the bottom half of your little square, and then you're going to line that up. Now, what I like to do is, because I want to make sure that my bottom and my top match, I know that I only put glue across the half, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on like that, because I know that the top part is not going to stick. So line it up like this, how you want it. Open it once you have your glue, and make sure that all your sides are symmetrical when you place that down. Okay, there is our super, super cute card number 2. Now, if you want to, you can add some Wink of Stella to your little flame to give it that little bit of shimmer and shine. Let me see if I have I didn't put it on the original one, but I think I've got, oh no, that's white. I don't want white. I know she's got one sitting here. There's clear. Okay, let's see. Let me get a little scrap here and make sure this is the color we want. Oh, yep, that's it. Okay, we're gonna take this and we're just going to put that over our flame. And then as that dries, that will be shimmery. Okay, so as you can see, it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on camera, but I promise it's there. So there's card number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And it's kind of simple because you don't have to put really any like inside to it, because you've put that little strip in there that is the inside of your card. Okay, card number 3. I need to get some of this out of the way for card number 3, because we're going to do some embossing, and I got to have the space. I've got to turn this fan off over here so I don't blow my embossing powder all in my own face or in my lap, because we need that for our gorgeous cards. Okay, so card number 3, the base is Fresh Freesia. This is 8.5 by 4.5. Our 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to fold it in half to give us a 4.25 by 5.5 base. Okay, just like that. Now we need another piece of that Fresh Freesia, which is 4 by 5.25. Now I am using this, again, is on our online exclusives. You get 3 3D embossing folders for in this package. They're called our 3D Basics embossing folders. These are really, really awesome. They leave gorgeous imprints on your paper. So let me go run this over. Now remember, since this is a 3D, you need to use your specialty plate with this, which is your plate number 4. Okay, here is that gorgeous. These almost look like little starbursts. I think it's such a neat folder. Okay, that's gonna go on the front of our card here, just like that. So we can actually go ahead and attach that. Just using some of our good old green glue. Now be generous, because when it comes to holding down an embossing piece of paper, you have to make sure all those low parts stay adhered to your card. Okay, there's that. So then I need all my little scraps here. So I have a scrap that we're going to go ahead and stamp on. This is where we're going to use some of our embossing powder. I need my little spoon, and I need my Versamark, and I am using the stamp that says, where did my stamp set go? Oh, there it is. I am using "Wishing You Everything Wonderful" is the sentiment that I'm using. And I am using the silver embossing powder. Okay, just coming in and stamping on this piece of white. Now make sure this gets closed. Open this. Now these you don't have to be very, very particular with, like when it comes to using your embossing buddy, because it gets so close to the edges that if you have powder on the outside, it's not going to be seen. So I like that this is kind of forgiving like that. All right, so let me grab the heat gun, make sure it's plugged in, give this a second to heat up. And just like that, it's like magic on paper. It melts right down and gives you such a pretty image. Okay, we will die cut that in just a minute, but I'm just going to let that cool off. All right, oops, I don't know why I put that away. I need that. Okay, we are going to be using a piece of vellum. Well, girl, you better put that on your next order and get yourself some of that embossing powder. You don't want to run out of that, especially with holiday cards coming up. No, I do not stamp in a pink barn. That is one of my dreams. My husband, now that we've gotten all moved, he told me he will be building me a pink barn studio for me to be doing my stamping in. The thing is because we're here in Tucson, Arizona, it's awfully hot. So when he builds it, he has to build my room on the barn, very well insulated so we can have air conditioning in it, because otherwise my stamps would die, and so would I. And we don't want that. No dying in the stamp studio. This is 3¼ by 4½. No, that was one of his promises to me once we moved, that he would build me my pink barn studio. So yay me. I also have the same size basic white. This is, yes, it's going to be a pink barn she shed. Absolutely. That is it. I'll be rocking it. Okay. So this little piece here, this is our vellum. Now we're going to do some alcohol painting or technique is what they call it. So on this little piece right here, I know it's hard to see because I've already done that other stuff. I probably should have done this one first. So I'm going to use my lightest color first because your pens will pick up the other colors. So you just want to take your markers and just kind of randomly, you know, put some ink around. You can have it touch in different spots, whatever. And then using, that was Bubble Bath, the dark. This is Dark Fresh Freesia. Now your pens are going to kind of overlap the colors a bit. That's okay. That's why I start with the lightest color, because otherwise if I was to start with this, I don't want to rub Bubble Bath over my Tahitian Tide and get Tahitian Tide on the end of the tip of my Bubble Bath pen. So you kind of want to plan out what colors you're using and get those on here without it touching. I mean, without it blending onto your other thing. Here, my brain is not working. Okay, so I'm going to go in kind of heavy with this because we don't really need as much of the blue as we do these lighter colors, because the blue is going to be really kind of a color that pops. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and add some of this. Again, it doesn't need to be super heavy. I think I need to put some in here. Okay, I think I'm going to do just a little bit up there. Okay, so this is where you need to have a isopropyl alcohol that is at least 91% and above, because that's what works best with our blend pens. Now, don't use your Stampin' Right pens for this. It won't work because these are water-based. Okay, so these will not work with rubbing alcohol. Don't even try it. It'll ruin your project. You need to have our Stampin' Blends pen, which are alcohol based. Then you can use the alcohol with this. You can use this technique for that. Otherwise, you're going to use water with the water-based pens. Okay, I have my, where did I put it? Well, I had it sitting here and oh, there it is. I just have a water painter. Now, this is not one of the Stampin' Up! Ones. This is just an extra one that I keep because I use my other ones for other things. So this one, I just keep my alcohol in this. This is one that I just picked up at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or one of those places. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and just lightly, very lightly, until you get the desired look that you want, and just drip this on your paper, or you can do that little flicking motion, and it's rubbing alcohol, so it's going to dry fairly quickly, and it won't ruin anything. See, like I'm getting splotches of it on there, but that's okay because like I said, it's rubbing alcohol, so it just dries. You don't want to saturate it, but you can even come in and just kind of dab it on places that you know you want alcohol to be. Just don't get it in your eyes. And do make sure you are in a well-ventilated room. I'm going to turn my fan back on because it does have a odor. It's rubbing alcohol. And if you think that you're pulling too much color, just blow on it and that'll stop it from spreading, because again, it is alcohol and it does dry fairly quickly. Or if you have a fan blowing like I do, but I just don't want it blowing all back on myself. So I'm going to give that a couple of seconds to dry. And once it dries, if you want to add more colors to it, you can come back in and add more color. Like I can tell that it's kind of dry here, so I can come in here and add a little bit more blue if I want some more blues in there, because I kind of got a little carried away with what I was doing. So I can just come in and just add some more color, because once it's dry, it's not going to go anywhere at that point. Bring your pen back in and just lightly dab what you want. Because you pretty much want to cover your squiggle lines, but you don't want to have it so saturated that it just kind of bleeds all the colors. That's a lot better. That's what I was trying to achieve, where it has more of the colors kind of moving around. Let me pick this up and put this white behind it so you can see it a little bit better. See how you can see those colors and those lines of the colors separating? That's what you want. So that still needs to dry, and I don't want to ruin that because I don't want to put colors on that. So I'm going to hold it over here in front of my fan for a couple of seconds, get that to dry. All right, so while that is drying, we can go ahead and cut out our wishing you everything wonderful. So we need our frame here and our mini emboss. Ooh, all of a sudden I became kind of congested. Ew. That is one of my pet peeves, to have somebody keep sitting there going. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that. My apologies if I do, because it's not something you guys want to come in here and listen to. Okay. See what I was saying, how forgiving it is, because it gets very, very close to those letters. All right. Can you use regular cardstock? I don't believe, that's what Melanie was telling you, is that it needs to be something, that's why you use vellum, because it's non-porous. Because otherwise, if you were to try to do it on paper, paper's just going to absorb the moisture and then it won't disperse like you want it to. That's why you want to do it on something. You could do it on the acetate paper. It'll work on there, but it does take a little bit longer to dry than it does on vellum. It seems to work great on vellum. So with this here, now that this is dry, I'm going to take, now because vellum is see-through, you don't want to use regular glue or anything like that. So I'm just going to take my 4 corners and just add glue dots to them. Just like that. Now I'm going to line this up right on to the white, because the white is the same size as my piece of vellum here. And then that white makes those colors really pop, because then you can really see it. And it almost looks like some marbling going on in there. It's very beautiful. All right, the next thing I want to do is make sure that is stuck down. I am going to grab my Terran tape. Now I want my sentiment to set, oops. I want my sentiment to sit right here, but I'm going to put some of this this silver, this is part of our online exclusives as well. I really like this gold. It's very, very pretty. I'm just going to take it and just loop it like almost like a big bow, I guess you would say. And then cut that off. Just like that. But let me get that out of my mouth so you guys can hear me. So I want to take a piece of Terran tape. You can use your Stampin' seal, whatever you have. And I'm going to place this right across this area here because I know this is going to cover that. I'm going to lift the backing of my Terran tape, maybe. There we go. Now, using this, as I said, I'm going to make a couple of big bows. And I can place this down. Find the center. And then I can lay this right on that Terran tape, and that's going to hold that. Then when I pop this up with my dimensionals, I can lay that right over the top, and that's going to stay in place. Now, if I want to, and I want to have my tails a little bit longer than what they are at the moment, I can just pick that up and I can readjust the way this looks. That's what's so nice about being able to add Terran tape or your snail or seal across there, because then you're not going to see any of that little glue because you only took a little small piece. This is going to hide it. So see how elegant that looks? So let's take some dimensionals. And if you put them along the sides on the very ends of your sentiment, then you don't need to worry about the center being popped because that ribbon's going to kind of hold it up. So that will then just go just like that. How pretty is that, you guys? Oh, I love it. Okay, let's add some glue. And then that is going to go directly on our embossed piece here, almost like a frame. Now you want to hold that down, make sure that gets stuck. I know, Fresh Freesia is gorgeous. I am so glad that they kept it because we really needed a subtle lavender like the Fresh Freesia. And I think it is absolutely a gorgeous color. I agree with you. Oh, I was going to try to move that, but I can't. It's stuck like Chuck now. Okay, now we need our embellishments. And so what I'm going to use is of course, my pastel adhesive back sequence, because these are always my favorite. I love these on so many things. And since we're playing with some gorgeous pastel colors, I think these embellishments went so well with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the blue ones and put it down here, and a pink small one down here. Then I'm going to grab a big blue, place it up there, and a big pink, place it over there, and then one more small blue right down here. There we go. I just think those are so pretty. So there's our card. You can flip these up and give them more of a rounded edge. And then on the inside of this, I would probably just do a plain white card base, unless you want to make a little bit longer of a strip of this, you can cut that off and put it in the inside, but I really think just a white base. The outside is so gorgeous. You probably don't need to mess with much on the inside. Just like that. So there is card number 3. Let me bring all these in and show you all of them. Let me get this stuff put aside. So don't forget that you can earn yourself all this cardstock to make these beautiful cards simply by placing an order with me, $35 or more before shipping and tax. So that has to be on $35 of product. And you must use my host code, which is right here. It's on my blog up in the top right-hand corner. You can always find it up there. It's here on my Facebook page up in the featured section. So you can find it pretty much anywhere. And it's in every one of my blog posts that have been current from this past month because my host code does change throughout the month. So just so you know, and when you go over to the blog to see all the still photos of this and the replay, then you can see I'll have that. There will be actually a link to take you right into my store already using that host code. So it kind of takes the guesswork out of you having to save that in there. But there you guys go. That is using that wonderful, wonderful set, the Charming Sentiments, along with the Sentiments silhouette dies. Very gorgeous. You're definitely, if you don't have it, you're going to definitely want it. We have a couple of different sets in the catalog that are like this, but I just really love the fact that this has all these extras with those candles and the little flower or bow, whatever you want to call it. And it just comes with just so many dies that come with this that it just makes it so wonderful. So, all right, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed these cards. I hope you recreate them, case them, whatever you want to call it. They are super fun, super gorgeous. Anybody would love to get a card like this. So you guys have a wonderful week. I will be back with you guys on this Thursday for the alternatives to the paper pumpkin. What was this one called? I don't remember what this last one was called. Oh, it was the beach one, the Fun in the Sun. So I will be doing alternatives for Fun in the Sun. What an amazing kit, you guys. I got to make sure, I got to see if there's refills because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want a refill on it because it makes the coolest stinking cards. It's almost hard to cut it up to be doing my alternatives, but I'm going to be kind of frugal with my supplies so I can at least make one of each of the cards that it is intended. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for coming in here and spending your time with me. And I will see you guys on Thursday here on a Facebook Live. The event is already created. It's at the same time, Lisa. It will be at 6 Pacific time. And I always just say that it goes through 8 o'clock Pacific. If I get done early, I get done early. It just depends on what alternatives I come up with. But it's at the same time. I try to stay consistent with times. The only other times that I had changed things was when I was doing my coffee and cards, but for some crazy reason, my YouTube is having technical difficulties, me doing the YouTube. So I'm going to take a hiatus on doing my coffee and cards. So, which is fine. I mean, I know it's just a thing and you just got to go with it. And I've got to get my phone in and find out what is going on. I've talked to tech support and they seem to think that it has something to do with the connection between the YouTube live and my phone. Like something's not connecting. I don't know what it is, because I can watch a YouTube video in landscape. It just will not rotate when I am on trying to do the live. So I thought, you know what? I have so much going on in my life right now that as long as I just keep doing which I would never stop doing, my Monday, Make It Mondays. I love doing this class. This is the class that I've been doing for the last 3.5 years. I won't change this, but the YouTube thing was something new that I tried to take on, but with my mom having surgery, and then I know in the beginning of September, we've got to take my daughter up to the hospital and spend some time in the hospital with her, and then trying to get our house sold. I just know that, and it's right in the middle of the day on Thursday when I normally do my coffee and cards. So I've made a decision in life that I'm just going to put that on hold for the time being, and we'll come back to that when I can. You guys enjoy this anyways, and it seems like most people are at work during the day on Thursday. So, or, you know, it is what it is. I hate that saying, but it is. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.